name is Donna Cathy.
And I'm Cathy Tillery. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for watching The Edge with Donna and Cathy every day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 1 p.m. Now, that's Central Time. We got folks who listen to us all over the place.
I know, all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
All over the United States, all over Alabama. We're just happy you're here with us. At Roku, you can watch us on Abundant TV. Apple TV with the Fire Stick, Amazon Fire, Facebook, YouTube, you name it, we're there.
If it's social media, we got it going on. That's the
right.
one thing we got it going on for.
That's right. So be sure to, you know what, we mentioned in a couple shows, I hope that you all have been watching every show, but just in case you haven't, you need to check out one of our new sponsors, okay?
Oh, we got some
awesome sponsors. Cheryl Baker, don't forget, Baker Farms. Please call her at 256-254-9464, and that is so you can attend the classes from 9 to 1 the second Saturday of every month.
And I can't wait. I'm going to tell you what, I'm very, very excited about Baker Farms. Again, 256-254-9464. There's going to be a class, and I got to show you something really quick that I learned from Cheryl. Oh my goodness.
She's going to show us right now. Look.
Okay, these are beans. Now, these came from my garden, by the way. And these are dried beans. And the neat thing she talked about dried beans, a couple of purposes. First of all, you know you can use these for seeds.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Even though they're dried?
Even though they're dried, you can use these for seeds, okay? Keep them in your freezer if you want to use them for seeds. Even in a bag, get the good bags, okay? Freezer bags.
Yes, I've got to make sure y'all can see these. Look at all these beans.
And they're dried beans.
Dried beans.
Now, there are a couple of things you can do. You can just pick them plain off the vine and have your peas. Now, these are peas. And so you can can them if you want to do that. That's easy to do. But I'm thinking less inventory. So I asked Cheryl one time, I said, well, what else can I do? I said, because, man, I got canned stuff all over the place. She said, I got your answer for that. And she does. That's why you want to attend the class.
Look, okay, this is like this. How much would this feed?
Oh my goodness!
This would be like what?
If this would be the equivalent to about 20 pints right here, because what happens with the dried beans, you can see
they shrink up.
They swell when you add water.
Look how big they get.
And what I like about dried beans is the soup. Okay, the soup is very, very
pea
big.
soup. Oh, that's great with cornbread, Donna.
Can you imagine a big old slice of cornbread? You folks from up north that don't know what cornbread is, you're missing out. Okay?
Oh, yeah, cornbread is the best.
Visit us in Alabama, and you're going to be very pleased. But you can dry these. Keep them. And then, now, what you need to do is when you're cooking these peas, okay, when you're cooking any kind of dried beans. Now, there's a few other beans in there because I've raised several different kinds. There's some pintos in there that just kind of were there, and I went on ahead and put those in too. And it's okay. You can actually buy mixed beans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what she just told me? I've got to just tell you the secret. I said, okay, I have like some dried pintos at home. I don't have many, just a couple bags, but actually we need to probably get more bags than that stored up in your pantry. But she said that I could actually use those to plant. Is that right?
Yeah. You can, and let me tell you what you do with each pea or any kind of bean, whatever it is. Let me get one out.
Okay.
And so inside the pea, I'm not sure you can really see that. There's a tiny little, I'm sure you can't see it from the camera, but there's a tiny little part right here that's kind of like where the seed sprouts up from. You can see it looks different from the rest of the bean. So what you can do is get a piece of sandpaper, fine grade sandpaper. You want to kind of get that sandpaper and kind of, don't get rid of it, but what you want to do is just gently file it. You can even use a fingernail file.
Kind of like buffing the eye of
No, you're not buffing it. What you're doing is you're opening it up so it can sprout quicker. And then what you want to do is put these peas in some water, a little bit of water overnight, and then you want to plant them. And that's going to help them sprout.
Yeah. Now, how far in the ground do you plant peas?
A couple of inches.
Oh, yeah. So it's kind of like potatoes, not far.
Yeah, not
far.
Because
I remember when I planted my potato that actually was left over, and it started sprouting, and I said, Donna, look, I've got these potatoes. This was back at the beginning of the summer. I said, Donna, I've got these potatoes, and they've got these little eyes all over them. How long will it take? And she said, well, just pull it up and read it, but you go ahead and just plant them. Put them in your planter out there. So I did. I put them in my tub,
What happened?
Out of 2 potatoes, I got 5. Big, juicy, big potatoes, actually, too.
Now, if you plant them a little bit deeper, you'd wind up with more.
Oh, really?
So a lot of folks put
See,
them in
there's
the ground.
tricks. Well, and now I've planted the second, which you told me was the fall planting, which was by, what, August? Isn't that when you told me, I think?
About mid-August.
So I guess it takes about 2 to 2.5 months, right, to get your fall, because it's not as hot, so it doesn't grow as fast, right?
Let me tell you what I did. So the feed and supply stores are running short on seeds and sprouts, potato sprouts and stuff like that. So I actually went to because I love the golden potatoes. I like them because they're really thin skinned and they're really, really good when you bake them, even in the microwave. So
okay, so wait a minute. Help me understand. The big potato, like I planted, that's more of like an Idaho-looking potato, right? That's called a russet?
Russet? Okay, the russet has a thicker skin.
Okay, yeah, it was actually the ones I planted off of the one that came from the supermarket, okay? It had a really tough, like rough skin, so
and
I
they're
peeled.
good. They make good baked potatoes.
Well, I peeled those because it was like it was different than the way they looked originally.
But a golden, they're awesome. And so they've got really thin skin. They're really good for baking. So I told Phyllis, I can't find it. Let's go ahead and go to the grocery store and go to the little food land and just get a bag of the kind of potatoes I'd rather have anyway, which are the Goldens.
Right.
And so I went on ahead and put them in the greenhouse and let them get really, really hot, and they started sprouting. So then I cut them up into quarters, and depending on how big it is, I wound up with about 30 plants.
Wow.
And they've already started sprouting.
Wow.
If you'll put them in a very, very warm, dry place, which is my greenhouse.
Yeah, if I remember right, when I planted mine, Donna, I think you told me I didn't have to plant the whole potato.
No,
I just cut off the part that had the little eyes growing, right?
But you can put the whole thing in there. You'll get more potatoes.
Right.
Don't just cut off that part, but if you just get it and put it in quarters.
Okay.
And then put it where the sprout reaches up. And then you'll get a lot of potatoes. I mean, you're going to wind up with a bunch of potatoes. Well, but we're all preparing right now.
I'll have to send you a picture of my summer potatoes, and then now I have some fall potatoes that I'm excited because I have not grown potatoes.
Well, I couldn't believe this
in a tub.
So she and I were doing a Zoom with each other because she lives in Anniston and I live in the Oxford area, and I actually live, here in Geraldine, Alabama. So I said, well, I want to see what they look like. So she was preparing her supper that night, and so she comes out with this great big huge potato.
It was big. It was like, it looked like the Idaho people. Potato.
I said, that came from good job.
Yeah, out of my tub.
That was your first time doing that, wasn't it? So really,
yeah, she helped me. Two little potatoes that I just cut them in half the first time. Now I didn't do it as good.
But. So what we're talking about is you've got to come to this event, and she's going to do this every second Saturday
of the month. Cheryl Baker at Baker Farms in Mentone, Alabama, and it is well worth $175.
100 acres of land, for goodness' sakes.
Oh yeah, she's got a beautiful place. And by the way, you know what? I don't think we've mentioned this before, except in the show that you probably saw where we actually were talking with Cheryl. But in our show, we need to mention it. She has like learned to live off the land.
I mean, literally.
She lives off the land. They don't use gas. They use only wood burning to actually heat their chicken houses, to heat their greenhouse.
Those chickens are a trip of her. She's got every kind of chicken.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, it's incredible.
She's the one who taught me about incubating eggs.
You know what it reminds me of? When I was a little girl. When I was a little girl, there was farms everywhere in Alabama. There was a lot of rural land, too, in Alabama. We didn't have as many cities, or Jack's and McDonald's popping up everywhere, restaurants. And I remember going to chicken houses down in Clay County. Do you remember that area? That's south of Calhoun County.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful there. And just like Chambers County is a beautiful hunting county. They have a lot of hunting down there, hunting clubs and things. So just keep that in mind when you're watching this and you're not in the state of Alabama. you need to come visit.
You got to come visit us and start a business down here. We would love for you to do that. But let's mention Cheryl one more time. 256-254-9464. It's going to be the best $175 you have ever spent. I promise you that. Bring your friends, and let's just all have a good time. Oh, and something else, she's going to feed us from her supply of the farm.
Oh, really?
I can't wait.
And it's from 9 to 1, if I didn't tell the time already.
And she's got to have a head count, so you got to let her know just as soon as possible if you want to come. It's worth traveling from anywhere.
Right. And she also has a website, Cheryl Baker, CHERYLBAKER 256@gmail.com.
And that's her email address. So if you'd rather send an email, you can do that. Now you can send a text too, also with that telephone number that we had earlier, and that's 256-254-9464. So you can either call. Might be best just going ahead and send her a text. You know, just because she's out on the farm doing something.
Yeah, so you could text her. And don't forget, on our Facebook page, okay, The Edge with Donna and Cathy, if you have any questions, you can send one of us a message through there, because we try to watch it to see like new people that are added. We try to welcome you all, and we try to do that pretty promptly within the day.
And you know what? We have the best listeners and watchers ever in the world. They congratulate each other.
Yeah, I know. It's so nice. I'm so glad everybody says hello to each other.
No,
it's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, it's good.
I don't think I've ever been part of
it's like a big family.
And everybody wants a big family, right?
Yeah,
you've been part of us.
That's good.
We've got another awesome sponsor as well, and I'm really excited about this one too. They're up in Mentone. They've offered another birthday club. So every week, if it's your birthday, it's a $20 gift certificate brought to you by the Hatter Cafe, located in Mentone, beautiful Mentone, Alabama.
And how do you pick those?
How do I pick them?
How do you pick who wins?
Oh, this is something
That's
else
a question I have.
Part of it is if you are part of our group, you're automatically in
right
there. But you got to let us know, okay? You got to let us know about birthdays, not just you, but your spouse as well. Kids, we love giving away for kids. As a matter of fact, at the Hatter Cafe, you know, they also have these little birthday parties.
Oh, y'all, it is perfect for a birthday party. Perfect. And you get a $20 gift certificate if you go and join our Facebook page. Okay, so we'll welcome you into the group, and then that is actually how we pick the birthday club and anniversary club and date night, because you do them off the drive at home.
Yeah,
after we drive home.
And it's for the station, period. I mean, I say radio stations. But now we share it on Facebook pages. So you'll know who won, okay? And it doesn't matter what you get, okay? If you want to host a better page, you get one woman, and she was Tennessee, and I said, "You come to Tennessee?" She says, "I'm not too far."
Yeah.
And then she said, "I come visit them all the time." So she won, and I told her, she won. So if you don't want to get the birthday club records, put your name into a box as well. So I'll pull out of that box. So you're gonna always.
And then Donna mail those out. So if you want to be a sponsor of that, like if you're a restaurant, a cafe, but you don't really have necessarily a lot of money to spend, like say a donut shop, for instance, but you want to give away a couple dozen donuts, then all you have to do is let us know. You can email me or Donna at icradio.media or Cathy at icradio.media, and let us know, and we'll be happy to come by and get those gift certificates from you, and then Donna mails them to the winner.
Absolutely.
That's
We're going to
awesome.
take good care of you, and we love to celebrate with you. So that can be our way of celebrating.
Yeah, it is. It's good because we know it's your birthday, and we know it's your anniversary, or you just want a night out with your honey. Yeah.
Before we get started, we got some more great things we can talk about, but I wanted to mention Bubba Bussy with the Rick and Bubba. Bubba had a growth on his liver,
Oh,
And so they've
really?
taken it off. So we don't know the seriousness of it right now. It's pretty serious. He's had to be off of his show. They air in the morning, so it's okay to watch Rick and Bubba and watch us in the afternoon. But they're good friends. As a matter of fact, Bubba bought his first cell phone from me
Did
back in the day.
he?
But he
So you
doesn't have
keep
this.
up with
I
him?
keep up with Bubba and Rick, and
Yeah, well,
so
I just know Rick because he was from Oxford,
well, Rick
but
lived in
I haven't spoken with him in many
Yeah, but
years.
Rick grew up in Chehaw Acres #1. I grew up in Chehaw Acres #2.
What about that?
Yeah, isn't that something? So both
That's
of us in the radio.
cool.
How can you imagine that? But special prayers out there for Bubba, okay? Because Bubba is just a sweet, genuine
Yes.
person.
Yeah,
We
send
love
some
him.
prayers for him. Send some prayers for all the people that's been affected by the hurricanes over the past
As
few
it
days and
continues.
weeks. Yes, please do. And also, now that I am proudly with Donna and Phil, I love it. At IC Radio, I have to brag on them a little bit, okay?
Well, you're in it too.
Because they got this Toys for Tots.
We have that every year. We love it.
It's fantastic. This is a great thing. The U.S. Marine Corps, this is their 75th anniversary. And that's coming up, right, Donna?
Yeah, absolutely. So they're already gathering toys right now. And so at the local Walmart now this is DeKalb County, okay? So but wherever you live, they'll take the toys. Has
Oh,
to be a
yes.
new unwrapped toy, okay? And it can't be anything that pertains to war or anything like that.
Yeah,
So
right.
it's got to be something that you can give to local kids because COVID really hit us all.
And it's unwrapped, right?
Mhm.
So it's just a new toy, a great toy. They probably take coloring books,
Everything.
crayons.
But I'll tell you what the hot toys are. Always Ken and Barbie dolls.
Oh,
Always.
yeah.
And anything for the bigger kids could be something like, anything electronic. They'll take that. Bicycles are awesome. If you want to buy a bicycle,
Wow, yeah.
they're going to be at Walmart this coming Saturday and several Saturdays on.
That's
So
awesome.
you can go you're going to shop anyway at Walmart in Fort Payne. So go by there and pick up a toy on your way out and drop it in the box. Or if you want to give
awesome.
money, you can do that as well.
Yes, please do. This is a really good cause. And so while we're talking about Toys for Tots, I have to share this. That Donna received this beautiful award to the IC radio station.
They're the hard workers.
This was for 2021. It was the Toys and Tots campaign. They served 1,459 children. This is a great
I hate to
award.
imagine a kid does not get Santa Claus.
Yeah, this is awesome.
And they're good. Oh, and let me tell you this. If you are the guardian of a child, and you got to prove you're the guardian, because there's a lot of grandparents raising grandkids now.
Right.
And maybe siblings. So you can go to the food stamp office in Fort Payne. Okay, it's just off of Galt Avenue, and sign up. You need to bring, it's like it could be a utility bill, proving your residence that you do live in DeKalb County, and you need to have some kind of proof that this is you're the guardian of a child as well. So you go ahead and don't be too proud. Okay, I would never be too proud for my kid or
that's
grandkids.
awesome.
So go on ahead and sign up at the food stamp office, and then they will get that information to LaRue Hardinger, who is coordinator of Toys for Tots in DeKalb County, and they'll take care of that for you.
So help this radio station, which now I'm a part of, icradio.media, right? Kathy or Donna, either one of us. But if you'd like to participate in this and you don't know how, or you didn't see enough of the show to see how to do this, please message us. You can either email us, or you can you can send a message or comment on our Facebook, because you can watch us everywhere on Abundant TV.
There's a lady who lives in, I'm trying to remember her name. I met her one time at one of the Toys for Tots events. They always have this thanking kind of a celebration. And so she lives in just up above Chattanooga, Tennessee. Every year she knits these little caps for kids.
Oh, really?
It takes her all year to do it, and there's hundreds of them. And she'll do gloves sometimes. And so if you have a craft, something that you want to do like that, that would be great too. But I'm just going to tell you, a lot of times the kids, it's not necessarily the toy itself, it's just that they're thought of.
Yeah, that's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Christmas coming up, it's time to be planning right now. It's time to get your Christmas presents done right now. I think everybody, if you're smart out there, try to use your money wisely
Mhm.
right now through this Christmas. You know, try to get some good bargains. I hate it, the big yard sale. You know, that comes, but it's in August.
Yeah, but you know, there's all kinds of harvest festivals coming up in your area,
Oh,
wherever you
yes.
live. Buy from somebody
Oktoberfest are
local.
everywhere
Oh my
here.
goodness, they are at Cowboy Church, and
Yes.
every single Cowboy Church all over the country. They have something going on this month.
Yeah.
And so, not only that, but your city, the town that you're in right now, some of the bigger towns, I know Charlotte, North Carolina, you guys are going to have a bunch of them.
Right.
They're just
Calhoun
all
County, they have a
over.
lot of Oktoberfest, like
Mhm.
the Saturdays. So just check with your local listings,
Go to
you
the
know.
Facebook page. That's where they're going to
Yes.
post everything.
Yeah. Facebook or Google. You
Mhm.
can even Google if you don't have
Mhm.
Facebook out there.
Yeah.
Because a lot of you, we appreciate you watching that don't have Facebook. So we're proud to see you on cable channel 182 in North
Mhm.
Alabama and Abundant TV that you've added to your Roku. If you have a smart TV, you can watch us
Mhm.
anytime on that for
Amazon
free.
Fire too.
Amazon Fire, Apple.
Apple TV.
Because a lot of people subscribe to Apple TV.
Mhm.
Now that is a paid
Yeah, a
subscription, I
lot of
think,
folks get that on
but
the
that's
cell phone.
fine. Yeah, but Abundant TV is free, and it's
Mhm.
a Christian network. Even though our show right here, we try to stay just positive and we just try to give all these little information tips out there for you, so that you can actually live better lives and be a little more
Well,
frugal.
everybody's trying to save money right now because we're
Yes.
we're all concerned. We're not being negative. We're just being concerned about the supply chain, just in case you can't find it. And this again, Cheryl Baker. I'm bringing this up again, but Cheryl Baker at Baker Farms, she's going to teach you how to save your seeds. There's a process to that as well.
Yeah.
You
I
got to
mean,
dry them. There can be
her
no
farm is
moisture.
beautiful. So if nothing
It's
else,
100 acres of farm.
I know. So plan to spend the day, because you could actually go eat a great meal after at the Hatter Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
So we're proud. I'm real proud sponsor. I'm really excited about both of those because those are part of me with Donna. Yes, because she has plenty of sponsors that are actually sponsoring on her afternoon drive home, and the weather report, and traffic report. So
You know,
I'm
I got tickled
excited.
at the
I
Calisthenics
want
page.
all these. I like the sponsors that are for the Eds too. So
Uh-huh.
it's great.
Well, this is
I'm
kind of
excited.
cool. So the Cattle Stampede Steakhouse are located in Fort Payne, and so Christy Poe, Christy wears the pants around there. She's been with them for like 30-something years, back when they were the Western Sizzling, and so you know COVID hit, but I'm gonna tell you what,
They made it.
They jumped those hurdles. They're
That's
doing
right.
really really well.
They've
So
got their
one last
buffet
thing,
open now,
it's
don't they?
open. There's every kind. You haven't been back. You got to go check this
I
out.
haven't been there since the buffet opened.
About 2
So
weeks
that's,
ago.
yeah.
And so they've got every kind of food bar you can possibly think of. Steaks. And you like the way they cook their steaks. They're really good. So that's on the food bar.
Tender.
It's an
Oh,
all you can eat
yeah.
stuff. And nobody watches how many plates you get. They don't care. They just want you to come and have a good time.
Yeah, just make sure you get a clean plate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they do. And that's another thing. They keep you supplied with clean plates.
Oh,
And
that's
now
nice.
if Christy walks by and sees you get your plate, and she'll take it away from you and give you another one.
Oh, that's nice.
But Christy's pretty cool. So Christy said, "Why don't you do a traffic report?" And I said, "For here?" And she said, "Yeah, for here." And I said, "What am I going to put? The tractors in the way? Or, I mean, what are we going to do? Because I live in the country." Then she said, "Yeah, because people going to work want to know about those things." And I said, "Wait a minute, Christy, what about this? People who travel to the auction, they go to Birmingham,
Right.
they go to Atlanta, they go to Nashville, they go to Chattanooga, they go to, Huntsville, whatever." Right. I said, "What if I do the traffic report of them as well?" And she said, "I like that even better."
Yeah,
so that's
a
why
great
you hear
idea.
the traffic report every morning.
Yeah. So that's great. So be sure to watch our show. It's from 1 to 1:30. And then following it, you can actually catch Donna's show. And usually she has interviews. So if you like to see what's happening in the world, like with politics, she has some great shows.
Well, the election is coming up, and I can't tell you how important it is that you vote. Okay, you've got to do that. Whether you vote Democrat, Republican, we don't care. We just want you to exercise that vote. If you don't, someday it could be taken away. So you've got to do that. I was a little disappointed when we had the runoff election. It was like 21% of Alabamians voted.
Really? It was that low?
Check out the Alabama Secretary of State's website.
Okay, so everybody, now here's a big soap opera box right here. get out there and vote. Come on now.
It doesn't take long. And let me tell you
Come
something.
on.
Charlotte, North Carolina, all you folks from Charlotte watching this right now, y'all know how it is over there. They have a lot of precincts over there because, and when Phil and I would vote, we would go to the library close to our house, still long lines, of people, and that's how important that we know it is to get out there and vote. So please do.
And aren't the polls open from like 7 to 7?
Oh, for goodness sakes! And even if
They're
you're
open.
in line,
I mean,
even if you're in line, we're not going to shut lines down. Even if you're in line by 7 o'clock, you're still going to be able to go in and vote.
Yeah,
we're not going to shut the line down.
Do you like hang out with your friends when you go vote?
Yeah, it's kind of like a social thing.
I was fixing to say you probably meet up with your friends.
Yeah, what's going on with the kids?
Pretty cool,
what's going on with the grandkids? And while you're in line, you're talking to somebody you know. So,
Yeah,
but you know what they
cool.
had me doing? I got to work at the at the polls, and so I walk in, and they said, "We know what we want you to do." And I said, "What?" They said, "We want you to greet people as they're coming in." I said, "Oh, I get to be the Walmart greeter."
Oh.
And so it's kind of like I think that if I ever decide I don't want to do radio anymore, I could be a Walmart greeter. I would enjoy it.
Do you work the polls every year?
See, my grandmother.
I thought about actually doing that.
It's a good.
It's
thing.
On Tuesday. Is usually when we do it.
It's a good way to serve. If you're going to do it, though, you need to hurry up.
Yeah, I was fixing to say, don't you have to call wherever you live?
Go to the Alabama Secretary of State. Yeah, go to the
probate.
But you can also go to the Alabama Secretary of State website, and that's my friend John Merrill, Alabama Secretary of State. We love John. We got to get John on the show.
Okay.
And he'll talk about that as well.
Yeah.
So we'll do
as long as it's not politics. And Donna does politics, but I don't mind having them on here so they can give us information. I love
John
information.
is all about info, and he's very cordial. You'll love John. I wish he could run again. He got on the run 2 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So this is
I'm disappointed.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to push him into running for governor or something.
Wow.
I'm going to push him into that.
Well, I might actually see. It might be too late. No, it's not, because we're in the month of October still. So, November is the election. So check with your probate office to see if you can help be a poll worker.
Yeah, because
I would like to do it if I don't keep my grandbaby.
They pay you for it.
Yeah, is it good pay?
Yeah, it's about it's $100.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so go out there. Yeah, they'll pay you for it, and they pay you really quick too. By the way,
so I might, if I'm not keeping the grandbaby, I might check.
Oh, and let me tell you, it's easier than it used to be. You may have heard your grandparents talk. See, my grandparents used to do this. Right. So they would say sometimes it's 2 o'clock in the morning before we're through, and it was, but it's electronic now, so it's much faster.
Oh yeah, I bet you're out of there by 8 or 9 o'clock.
Yeah, usually before 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Oh, our show's running out of time.
But get out and vote now, okay? And we'll
and we'll keep all you in our prayers. The whole state of Florida, North Carolina, Georgia, wherever the hurricane hit in the past few days, weeks. We just hope God just blesses you, and we're just so thankful.
Go on ahead and get water. Get some bottled water, just in case, what if electricity goes off and that kind of thing.
Yeah, because don't forget, this is hurricane season, which means it's tornado season. Like James Spann, we all watch him in the state of Alabama. He prepares you. Yeah, get your helmets ready. He says if you don't have a basement, you go to a small room in the interior wall with interior walls in your home. And if you don't have pillows and stuff you can throw in your head, but if you happen to have a bicycle helmet or a motorcycle helmet, take it with you and put it on.
Absolutely. And I really do like him. And so now my weather is only in the morning, okay? And so you can hear just what it's going to be for that day. But now any kind of a weather-related issue that comes out, he's in it until it's done.
Right. He's on the air usually.
And he's got the equipment, so he knows what's happening the second, right before it happens, actually.
That's right.
So he can help you out there.
So keep your weather radios, your NOAA radios, your TVs, your cell phones. Be sure you have some type of way to get a bad weather notice.
Cathy, say bye.
All right, y'all have a great day. We'll see you next time.
You're the apple of our eye. You know that. Absolutely. Again, thank you so much for watching.